Let's now move on to strings. So what is a string? A string is a sequence. And let's suppose that we have this word hello, and we've been using strings uh, a lot in the previous videos. So let's suppose that we have this string hello consisting of letters HELLO, and we can access these letters separately using the indices. So here we have H has an index 1, E has an index of 1, H has an index of 0, L 2, 3, and so on. So this is the positive indexing, and we have the negative indexing starting with the last letter or the last character in the string as -1 and going backward until reaching the first character or letter with the largest negative number. So this is it basically. Let's go ahead and use this in our code. So let's suppose we have the string x and it will be equal to hello. And in this case, if we want to use the letter h, we can simply let's print it out. So x, and we open the square brackets, and h we said that it is at index 0, and we type 0, we're going to get the letter h. Now let's suppose we want the letter O, we can use the negative -1, we're going to get O, and at the same time we can use 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at index 4, we're going to get the same result as before. So this is how we access the these characters in this string. Now we can also store this character in another variable. Let's say a, it will be equal to x at position 4, and then print a, and of course we're going to get the same result. However, if we use a number here and a floating point number such as 1.4, we're going to get an error saying that string indices must be integers. Even if we use letters or strings, we're going to get the same error. So this is it basically about how do we access every character in the string. Now let us move on to the multi-line strings. So let's suppose I have this piece of code, and as you can see, let me just close it here and let me print it out. Print x, and if we go ahead and run this code, we're going to get the same result, and the line breaks are inserted at the same positions as in the code. So as you can see here, we have some space here, we have some tabs here, and so on. So it is the exact same structure as we wrote in our code. Now, until now, we've been using a small string, so we can count its length. However, for example, if we're wondering what's the length of this, we can use the len method or function with the parameter x, and we're going to get the length of this string, and it is 101, including these spaces here and here, of course here also. Now this is it for the length function. However, let's suppose we want to access the last element here, and we don't know the exact number or exact index of this character. So let's store the length in a variable called length len x, and let's try to print out the last character in the string as usual, x and length. However, if we run this code, we're going to get that we have an error string index out of range. So as we said before, let's suppose that we have a string hello. It starts at index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, its length is 5. So how do we access the last element? It is the length minus 1. And now if we run this code, we're going to get the letter J, as it is the last letter in the whole string. Now let's move on to the last idea we're going to cover in this video, and it is strings slicing. So now we've learned how to access one character or one letter in a string. How about if we want to access several letters or a range of letters at the same time? So let's suppose we have a string called x and it has the value of hello world. And in this case, let's suppose we want to print just hello with the comma, so it starts at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if we want to print this, we can use print x from 0 until 5. However, 5 is not included, so if we want to print the comma, we should uh, use 6. Now if we go ahead and print it out, we're going to get hello. Let's print out world alone. So we're going to start at 7 and until the end. So how do we say that we going to need all of the rest of the string? We just use this colon and we don't type anything after that. Now let's suppose that I want just one letter, for example the letter W, print X at 7 and 8, and in this case we're going to get W. Now the last thing we're going to cover is the negative indexing, and in this case let's suppose that I want to print out the letter world, and in this case this character starts at position -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 6, since we have negative indexing, so we're going to start at -6 and ends at -1. Let's go ahead and run this code. We're going to get world. And let me use -7 here, run this code one more time, and we get this space right here. So this is it for strings slicing, and we'll continue with some strings characteristics in the next videos.